Hello and welcome to another episode of Gerard Goes Geek. We're talking about The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 4, Service. Now, in case you haven't watched the episode, consider this your spoiler warning. So Negan and the Saviors show up to Alexandria to collect what is theirs, and that is half of everything the Alexandrians own. Or half as to what is decided by Negan. Now, Negan, as he's banging on the fence, drops the line, little pig, let me in. A line straight out of the comics, which is a nice Easter egg for all you graphic novel fans. The next thing, Negan takes Lucille straight to a walker, saving Rick's life with his great service. Amongst the saviors, as we see here, is the group's very own Daryl. Rick is told not to look at him, not to talk to him, he does not exist. The other thing Negan tells Rick is to hold Lucille. You can just see how broken he is by having to do what this man tells him. It's the weapon that killed two of his group. Father Gabriel scares the crap out of Negan by sneaking up on him. And for once, Father Gabriel actually does something useful in an episode. He's quickly made a couple of graves because they want to hide the fact Maggie is alive from Negan. And Negan kind of goes over what happened in episode 1 and says, hey, I have to get rid of someone, so I'm sorry about the ginger. But the other guy, number 2, that's on Daryl. Shifting focus here quickly is Michonne. She is out for some target practice because clearly she is not good with a rifle. What she is good with, though, is her good old trusty katana, which after a couple of failed attempts at killing this walker, she switches to and takes him down with ease. She then proceeds to go into the forest to see what her bullets might have hit. And oh dear, I think she just got dinner. I mean, it's going pretty well. A lot better than last time a deer was shot in the woods randomly. Yeah, poor Carl. He's been through a lot. Speaking of Carl, he has a little bit of standoff with one of the saviors, and then enters Negan, and these two have a pretty heated exchange. Negan is actually quite surprised by the amount of balls this young man has. However, his show of defiance leads Negan to determine that the group can no longer carry any weapons, and he demands all of their guns. Now, while they're cleaning out the inventory, Negan goes to Rick. He's like, there's no hidden guns around here. You're playing this game right. Rick says, to the best of my knowledge, all the guns are here. In which, when someone says that in a show, means the guns ain't all here. So Negan, rightfully pissed about the guns, decides if he doesn't get it by the time they leave, Olivia, who's responsible for the inventory, is gonna get good old Lucille to the face. So Rick calls an emergency town meeting and tells everyone this is not a time to be stashing weapons or hiding anything. This is serious. I'm not in charge anymore. This is Negan's town. These are Negan's guns. The group wants a bit of resistance. They want to know if they could fight back, and Rick tells them there is no point, there is no hope. You guys weren't there. While searching through Spencer's house and finds everything he's looking for, and some more stuff, including some canned beans and some whiskey in the vent. Speaking of Spencer, he's off with Rosita looking for Daryl's bike to give to Dwight. So while Spencer's loading up the bike into the van, Rosita stumbles off into the woods, kills a bunch of walkers. Like, this chick is seriously badass. Originally I thought she was just blowing off steam when I was first watching the episode, but turns out she was trying to steal weapons, or she was trying to gather weapons from the walkers. Because she still wants to fight despite everything that's going on. She still has hope. Spencer, on the other hand, says it's not worth it. Why bother? So Negan gets his guns. Olivia doesn't need to get her head bashed in. And everything is good. Relatively. At this point, Michonne shows up. Negan spots her, Rick spots her, so Rick asks for a minute to speak with her alone. He walks in holding Lucille. She's instantaneously like, what the hell is going on? They get into a bit of an argument about what's happening, what this is all about, and why you're giving in so easily. Rick is like, I do not want anyone else to die, so he takes the rifle and gives it to Negan. He also gives him the deer, and Michonne was not happy about that. Negan uses a candlestick this time and kills another walker in front of Rick. But you can see Rick's grip around Lucille's tightening as he's thinking about something, thinking about hitting him. That spark, that little bit of defiance is still alive. Despite how broken we saw him this episode, that fight is still there, but he has to hide it right now. Rick asks Negan if Daryl can stay in Alexandria. Negan originally says no, but then asks Daryl, hey, say the words and you can stay. Daryl doesn't say anything. Dwight also asks him if he wants his bike back, because all he has to do is say the words, I am Negan, and he'll get all his stuff back. Daryl says nothing and is told to leave with the rest of the Saviors. Negan and Rick have one final exchange in this episode, and boy, is it not the best line in this whole damn show. Negan basically tells him he just shoved his manhood down his throat, and Rick thanked him for it. Later we see Rick confronting Spencer about the stolen guns, telling him that he's weak and he's soft. Again, we're starting to see that riled up Rick, that Rick with a fight. But it's not a fight towards Negan, it's a fight to everyone else. It's kind of like the old How I Met Your Mother saying, it's the chain of yelling. Negan yells at Rick, Rick yells at Spencer, Spencer will go and yell at Rosita. I don't know. Rick basically tells him, hey, you act out again and I will break your jaw. Speaking of Rosita, she has some choice words for Spencer, who gave her a hard time about stashing guns when he, in fact, was stashing guns. She's got a lot of fight left in her. Basically, she convinces him that she was right. And one of the final scenes of this episode, we get the big shock reveal as Michonne is trying to go again at Rick about why he's being so soft. He tells her about his old friend Shane. Rick goes on to tell Michonne how he suspects that Judith is Shane's baby, not his, but she is his daughter regardless, and how that he had to accept that in order for Judith to survive, just like how he has to accept this in order for everyone else to stay alive. Getting near the end, one second to last shot, we see the burning mattresses that Michonne discovers. Again, this is showing that the Saints don't need their stuff, they don't care, they just want to show power. The last shot we get is Rosita knocking on Eugene's door and asking him to make her bullets. So there you go, that's my review and recap of this episode. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. Leave some comments down below, let me know what you guys thought. Again, don't forget to follow me on social medias and to subscribe to this channel.